Now that was a top away performance. Finally, Arsenal, you've given me a away performance that doesn't make me want to cry or to, go and bathe in a bath of Clorox. You've actually given me a good away performance. So this is me reacting to Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0 in the Premier League this afternoon. Now, I'm actually very, very happy. I'm very, very impressed. You might think that a 0-0, is not the best result. Arsenal really should have won the game. We really should have won today. But a point is a great performance from an Arsenal standpoint, particularly in these away games. We normally get, we don't just get beat, but we get well beat. We get absolutely slapped up the arse, and we just get absolutely demolished time and time again away from home in the big games. And finally, we haven't won the game today. We very well could have easily won that game today, but we've actually put in a good shift. We put in a good performance. We've actually showed a bit of, fight, courage, desire, all of the things you need when you play the big boys away from home. We actually had today, and it was a very, very good performance from Arsenal. And we seem to kind of get under Antonio Conte's skin, with this current Chelsea side. We seem to be able to, more often than not. I've only had kind of one game that was at Stamford Bridge last season in February where we just got dispatched by Antonio Conte's men. But, apart from that, when you look at the FA Cup, the Community Shield and the game at the Emirates last season, we kind of know, how to get a result against this Chelsea side. Now, before the game kicked off, I wasn't confident, and the reason why I wasn't confident is because Arsenal have not given me any evidence, they've not given me any statistics, they've not given me any kind of pretentious, past performances away from home that have filled me with confidence and belief that we can actually go to an away game and actually get a good performance. So, in my head I was thinking we're just going to lose 3-1, maybe even 4-1, we're just going to get absolutely rolled over. But in my heart, obviously, I felt, Arsenal could win because we can, in my heart, I feel like we can win every single game. And I thought, we could maybe nick a 2-1 game. My dad, who's a Chelsea fan, who's featured on this channel before, shout out to him, he said that it was going to be a very, very tight game. And, a lot of people writing Arsenal off, a lot of people said it was just going to be an easy day for Chelsea. And you can't blame them when you look at, this was the same team that played at Anfield 3 weeks ago, and you know my feelings on that. This is the same team going away from home, arguably against an even better team. Chelsea at the minute are much better than Liverpool, so you have to sit there and say that we were just going to get absolutely just given the sausage, really. But credit to Arsenal, credit to Arsene Wenger. He got his tactics, I think, very, very, he got his tactics well drilled today. He was spot on with his tactics. And importantly, the players actually turned up and wanted to play. And you could see that. You could see that these players wanted to get a result. They were 110% committed to the task at hand. And they did a decent job. When you look at the team, I thought the team was very, very good. The only change I would have made was to have Sanchez starting ahead of Alex Iwobi. But again, you don't want to risk maybe an injury. He started, he played 90 minutes, against Cologne on Thursday night. Would it have sent him over the edge if he played another 90 minutes? He's still getting back to 100% sharpness. I think because obviously we've got Doncaster next in, the EFL Cup, but next weekend when we play, next Monday when we've got West Brom, I think Sanchez will start that game and get 90 minutes under his belt. But he came on, late in the second half, played around about 20-25 minutes of the game, so it was good to see Sanchez on the field. But, the game started, and I'd say from the first kind of 15-20 minutes, there were signs that Chelsea were just going to steamroll the game, really. When you look at the game and you look at kind of the first kind of 15-20 minutes, Morata had a couple of really good chances. Chelsea were getting down the byline, they were crossing in, they were beating our centre-backs. And it looked like Chelsea were on top in the early stages, and they were. But I do think the game kind of changed. There was a big, big chance where Chelsea really should have gone 1-0 up. Pedro, ball was whipped over the top by Kante. Pedro runs through and he's in on goal. He's held his run. He's onside. The Arsenal defence lose him. They can't keep up with him. And he literally just goes through. But I think he takes too long in trying to register in his brain what he's actually going to do. He's thinking of maybe trying to chip it up and over check. He takes too long, and in the end, Arsenal defenders get back. Koscielny just kind of slides in, gets something on him, and Cech makes a save. But then after that, we woke up, and I'd say for the next kind of 25 minutes, we didn't just control the game, but I think we dominated the game really, in that spell from the 20th minute to half time. Chelsea had a couple of decent chances, but you think of the chances we had, Lacazette, how he missed the chance just for half time. Ramsey runs through, gets a little bit of luck keeping the ball, has 2 challenges and he just, speeds over and tracks him and then shots and it hits the post, it comes out, and Lacazette, it's easy, it's just a tap him. And this is what Alexandre Lacazette's got to do, I believe, to kind of become a top striker. Those moments where you've got an open goal, the likes of Lukaku, Aguero, would have nestled that into the corner, and that is what Lacazette's got to work on. He's got to work on being in the right place at the right time. He was in the right place, but he just didn't do the right thing at the right time, and then just, slide up and over. But it will come with the experience. I think he needs to work on just that final moment, that killer moment, that killer edge. Get the ball when it's an open goal, just, slot it in. He tries to put too much power and precision on it, and all you need is just a little bit of curve and just that little bit of accuracy to kind of bend it into one of the corners. Welbeck had a couple of really good chances. Ramsey and Xhaka stay in the heart of midfield, played absolutely brilliantly, and they played like a midfield duo should play at Liverpool. That there was none of kind of a defensive mindset. There was no stability. There was no awareness. There was no intelligence for actually defending, as a duo, particularly away from home when you're not going to have a lot of the ball. Arsenal are so used to, having a lot of the ball, having a lot of possession. At Stamford Bridge, you're not going to get that. But I was really, really impressed with Xhaka and Ramsey. Ramsey getting man of the match because, the defensive duo, they constantly were defending, protecting that back three any times they could. Iwobi and Welbeck were absolutely brilliant coming back and tracking it, almost having you had like 7 players behind the ball and you were stopping Chelsea, you were cancelling them out time and time and time again. And they were, when one tracked forward, when Ramsey went forward, Xhaka came back, vice versa. And every time they lost the ball, they were sprinting back. And that commitment, that intelligence, that awareness, of what you need to be defensively mindset as well as going forward and being intelligent going forward, but you also have to do that coming back, and that both of them had it in abundance. I mean, they stopped Kante, they stopped Fabregas on multiple occasions, and they frustrated the life out of Chelsea, and that is what you need to do. Second half started, and I was thinking at half time, it's a very, very even game, 2 very, very good sides, playing very well, both of them, and it's just going to take probably one moment of brilliance for one of these sides to go ahead, and I thought whoever scores first, and it will be, it's going to be Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0, or Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. I felt in that second half there was only going to be 1 goal in it, and whoever scored that would have won the game. And there were moments Chelsea had flashes of brilliance, Arsenal had flashes of brilliance, and both of them, both sets of players kind of had their moments where that they were attacking. Morata had a couple of really good chances. Lacazette had a couple of really good chances. He comes off, and we're 20 minutes ago. Sanchez comes on for Lacazette. Hazard comes on for Willian, and now you've got probably Arsenal's best player and Chelsea's best player, and you've got both of them on the field. Hazard had a couple of really good moments. He dribbled through, showing what Hazard could do, and you can't give Eden Hazard any time or space on the ball whatsoever. And then he just cuts in and he shoots. But he just couldn't get the power and precision on it once again, and Chet makes an easy save. He had a couple of good moments, as did Alexis Sanchez, but he didn't really do anything to really catch the eye. Same with Giroud when he came on. He didn't really do a lot. But defensively, the mindset of Arsenal when kind of El Neni came on, when Giroud came on, when Sanchez came on, they had the same message and they had the same instinct of what we saw from the first 70-75 minutes. They were doing that right to the end of the game. And what I found really clever, particularly what Arsenal did, is that they were stop-starting. If you remember a couple of years ago when we played at Stamford Bridge under Jose Mourinho in the 2014-15 season, around about this time 2 years ago, well actually no, it was 3 years ago, so 3 years ago in 2014, played in October 2014 at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea knew that Arsenal loved to be on the ball, loved to kind of get these passes, flowing these passes, exchanging from left to right and opening up space for then that's how they, get their attacks flowing by open space. And Chelsea was stop-starting multiple times. 9 times out of 10, Chelsea were fouling us, it was fouls that were on the borderline of being fouls, but they got away with it, and they were constantly stopping the game, slowing our counter-attacks down, and just frustrating life for us. And we basically recopied and just recreated what Chelsea did to us a couple of seasons ago at Stamford Bridge. You know, we did that in the second half, particularly late in the second half. Anytime Chelsea came on the counter-attack, we were fouling them. You know, we were bringing them down, particularly towards the final 10 minutes, constantly bringing them down, getting yellow cards left, right and centre. And obviously, Chelsea went down to 10 men with David Luiz. Now, he got a yellow card earlier in the game. A corner came in and Koscielny tried to defend it. Well, no, the ball came in and it was David Luiz tried to go for a back kick, but he kicked Koscielny's head and got a yellow card. It was dangerous play. He had his foot high up. I can understand why he did it, but you know, you can't do that. You can't, you know, put your leg high up above and kick someone in the head in the box and expect to get away with it. He got a yellow card. But it was the second one that I've now seen it on multiple occasions, and he didn't get a second yellow, he got a straight red card. At least I think it was a straight red card. He was already in a yellow card, and Mike Oliver, who was refereeing the game, he didn't bring out a yellow card to, you know, instruct to David Luiz that you've got a second yellow card, and now I'm giving you a red. He just took out the red card immediately. And it was a cynical challenge, but I understand why he did that. Kolasinac, you know, went in, and he was just about a yard further ahead, Kolasinac and David Luiz. But David Luiz, you know, put his leg up, and both of them were trying to go for the ball. But David Luiz had his leg up and had studs and went into Kolasinac. I mean, it was a potential leg breaker. Actually, Kolasinac got very lucky because, you know, there wasn't really, you know, he wasn't in pain, and you know, there wasn't anything on it that actually hurt him. But, you know, it was a dangerous challenge. It was a potential leg breaker, and you can't have your studs going. You can't go, you know, 2 foot in with your studs up high into a position and expect to get away with it. So I thought it was a deserved red card, and I thought it was, you know, justified really. David Luiz, you know, should know better. You can't have your studs showing, and, you know, I understand why he did it, and I don't think intentionally that was what he wanted to do. It wasn't a malice challenge. It wasn't reckless. You know, it was reckless, but it wasn't, you know, deliberately reckless. You know, he wasn't being cynical whatsoever. He just tried to go for the ball, but he put his stud showing, and he had to be sent off for it. It was, you know, it was as simple as that. And then there was a couple of chances either way, but I kind of got to kind of the 89th, 90th minute and thought, just settle for the point now, boys, because it would have been so heartbreaking of all the hard work that we put in at Stamford Bridge. You know, defensively being very, very stable, you know, stopping Chelsea's counter-attacks, to then have one moment where Chelsea get in and score. We did actually score. Mustafi was offside, and it's really, really frustrating because had he just held his run for a couple more seconds, he would have still got into the same opportunity, and he would have scored that goal, I think, and actually would have given us the goal, and I think we would have won the game. But, you know, on another day we could have won that game, but on another day we could have lost that game. So I think in the end, a point is a very, very, you know, good performance really from us. You know, we've won 2, we've drawn 1, and we've lost 2. You know, we should have drawn against Stoke. We deserved to get beaten against Liverpool, and we could have won today, but it's just the way of football. It's early on. I've looked at the fixtures now. We've got a nice run of fixtures going. I think the next big game we've got Everton in October, and then we've got Man United in November, and also we've got Manchester City as well. So in terms of big games, we've not got many big games until November. So now we can maybe get 3, 4, 5 wins under our belt and get a good run, you know, going. You know, we've beaten Bournemouth, we've beaten Cologne, we've drawn to Chelsea. If we could beat Doncaster on Wednesday, which I easily think we will, I think that we'll just easily, you know, breeze through that, and beat West Brom, then we're in good form. And, you know, Arsene Wenger today deserves praise. The team deserve a lot of credit for the performance that they've put in. And all in all, it was a good performance from Arsenal. And all they need to do is just get this run together and keep being consistent, because right now that they've woken up and responded from what we saw at Liverpool, and it's encouraging to say the least. You know, it's encouraging, it's positive, and I've been in so many occasions in away games over the last couple of years where I've just seen Arsenal not just lose but get absolutely battered. You think of Chelsea away when we lost 6-0, Liverpool away when we lost, you know, this season 4-0, 5-1, 6-3 at the Etihad, 8-2 to Manchester United, losing at White Hart Lane last season, 2-0, you know, losing to Everton last season, you know, away from home, Bayern Munich away last season. So it's encouraging, it's a step in the right direction. We just need to see more on the knees, and, you know, it's the same team that played at Anfield. Why can't they do that at Anfield, but they can do that at Stamford Bridge against a better side? You know, it's baffling. But Lots of positives to take out today. I can't think of any negatives. The only negative I can think of is that we could have won the game. Other than that, it was a very, very good performance, and we played Chelsea again on New Year's Day, and again we just got a good record against Antonio Conte. And I just also want to say that I was actually very, very happy that Mesut Ozil was injured today. As controversial as that sounds, I was very, very happy that Mesut Ozil was injured, because he's a passenger in these away games. Iwobi and Welbeck, kept tracking back. They worked bloody hard for the team today, and they did an incredible job. Ozil just won't do that in the big games. Against the lesser teams, he's outstanding. But against the big teams in the Premier League, he can't do it, and he's very, very rarely done it. I can only think of maybe Manchester United away in the FA Cup, and maybe Manchester City and Chelsea. But at home, away from home in the big games, he just, is so lost, and it's so apparent to see. But he was injured, and Arsene Wenger, because if he's in the team, Arsene Wenger plays him. So I was happy that he was injured today and out the side, because I think with him instead of Iwobi, it might have been a completely different story. So it's a very, very good point, and it's finally a big away performance from Arsenal, and it's great to see, and I'm very, very happy with the boys, proud of the boys, and we now go on to Wednesday night. That is going to be the end of the video for today. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, Dead by Daylight comes out. FIFA videos come out as well, and I've got lots of exciting stuff on the way for you as well. So if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Thank you so much for the support that you've showed over the last couple of days. We've got some new subscribers. We're now 11 subscribers away from 100 subs, so that'd be absolutely amazing if we can hit 100 subs as soon as possible. And you guys have been, really supportive of the content that I've put up recently. So thank you so much for that. You guys mean the absolute world to me. And any of you new guys, subscribe. If you're brand new to this channel, and hopefully I can welcome you to the family. And this is DJ Bagpuss signing out, so I will speak to you on Wednesday night when we play Doncaster in the EFL Cup. Or it's got a new name. I don't really know what the new name is, but we've got that, and then we've got West Brom on Monday night. Until then, though, I shall speak to you soon. Take care, and see you all later. Bye bye.